Ladies and gentlemen, our chief guest, our honorable chairman sir, our honorable vice chancellor sir, our honorable treasurer sir, all the deans, respected HODs, and all my dear loving students. This is Professor Dr. M.D. Shahrukh Adnan Khan. I'm the head of the Tripoli departments. And summer 2022, welcome all the freshers. Are you enjoying the show? I can't hear you. Are you enjoying the show? Yes. Our newly appointed virtual dean, Professor Mr. Patrick Tangney, is with us all the way from America. He has to catch the flight in a very short moment. It is our absolute honor that he comes today in this very short and packed schedule. So let's have a big round of applause for him. So without further ado, I would like to request our honorable founder and chairman, Nafis sir, our new virtual dean, Mr. Patrick Tangney, our vice chancellor, Professor H.M. Johirul Alam sir, our treasurer sir, Shihad sir, with us on the stage, please. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Now I will request our Honorable Founder and Chairman Dr. Chaudhuri Nafis Sharafat sir to kindly present a token of appreciation to our Honorable Chief Guest Mr. Patrick Tangney. Can we have a big hand, please? Thank you so much, sir. Now I'd be request the Honorable Vice Chancellor of Canadian University of Bangladesh, Professor Dr. H.M. Johirul Haq, to kindly come over here and give the welcome speech. Sir, please.
So today's chief guest, Mr. Patrick, the virtual dean of School of Science and Engineering, and also our founder chairman, Chaudhuri Nafis Sharafat. We have also treasurer of this university, dean School of Business. We have our registrar and head of media department present. My dear students, teachers, very good morning to you all. I'd like to welcome our students, fresh students, with a few words for you. So today, in spite of very busy schedule of Mr. Patrick, he is here with us to welcome you. It's a great honor for you. And I am happy that Patrick, you have made time for us. Thank you very much for that. So it's a very good university, in terms of teachers' strength that we have, the kind of lab facility we have, the kind of environment we have created. The auditorium is very fancy and lucrative for the students. So we have a very good environment in terms of academic research, in terms of administration, and so on. But my request to our students that you are going to have a new, life, new kind of, environment for your future. So everything we have, but it is you who have to ensure the proper use of this. For example, if we have everything, but you cannot take out of the best out of that, there is no meaning of this. So my request to students that you have to work with our teachers, with our admin staff very hard so that you can build a very good future for your lives. So with these few words, I would like to welcome you all and thank you, Patrick, for your valuable presence today, and my sincere thanks to the founder and chairman who has established this university for you students. Thank you very much and welcome you all.
Thank you so much, sir, for your valuable words. Now I'd be requesting Professor S.M. Arifuzzaman, Head School of Business, and Professor Dr. Shahrukh Adnan Khan, Head Electrical and Electronics Engineering, to kindly take the floor. Sir, may I please have the honor?
Thank you, Tansin, and thank you, sir, for giving me a great your presence. And I think that Canadian University of Bangladesh, we're doing very good, as told by our Vice Chancellor, sir, and our chairman, sir, is always very much supportive and for our growth. And the most important part is that we believe in the internationalization, and from the very beginning we have done that. Already you have seen in the last 1 month we have done 3 programs, like one with US, Bangladesh-American relationship, Bangladesh-Canada relationship, and Bangladesh-European Union. So I hope that our students will become the global leaders in the coming days. So with this note, I welcome all of you to our university. I hope that we've done fantastic.
So, welcome on board and be a part of this magnificent journey. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. This is the moment, I believe, for which you all have been waiting. Now, ladies and gentlemen, may I please have the honor to call upon today's chief guest, Mr. Patrick Tangney, the Virtual Dean, School of Science and Engineering. Sir, please.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for the warm welcome. Some technological adjustments are taking place here from the School of Engineering. Thank you. So, my name is Patrick, as you've heard. It's my pleasure to be here today as part of your orientation. It's been a long time since I myself attended an orientation as a fresher, to use your term, or freshman as we would call it, at university. I'm not sure I even remember what it was like to be a fresher at university, but I do remember a couple of things about that time in my life and what happened since then. I'm sure my own experience bears some similarity to your experiences. So to tell you a little bit about myself, my parents were immigrants to the United States. They came from Ireland to the United States. Both of them grew up in rural areas on farms. Neither of them attended university. Neither of them attended high school, in fact, never mind university. But they emigrated to the United States in order to seek to improve the lives of themselves and their children, and one of the major reasons for that was to have access to better educational opportunities for their children. So myself and my 2 sisters were the first people in our immediate family to attend university. We all attended quite prestigious universities, as it happens, but the journey to get there first started with our parents. So of course, I and my sisters were very thankful to my parents. I'm sure you have a similar experience of supportive parents who have pushed you to challenge yourselves, to educate yourselves for the betterment of yourselves and Bangladeshi society. So thank you to your parents. And you yourselves, I'm sure, had worked very, very hard to get where you've gotten. It's to be commended that you have put in the hard work, you show the intelligence to be able to be admitted to a prestigious university, in this case the Canadian University of Bangladesh, which is one of the better known private universities in Bangladesh. You have come very far to get here. I would not want to minimize the amount of return that you will get from the investment you make in your time in university. So if you continue to make that investment and working hard, the learning that you will have from university, both from the courses you take and from working in a group with your fellow students, will be something that will be of immeasurable importance as you move into your professional lives. So continue to work hard, that's for sure. At the same time, don't neglect the learning that you get from the social interaction as part of a university setting. One thing that I would note as well, having kind of gone through the journey that you are currently going through, is that sometimes it is important to take a step back and realize what you have done to get where you're going, which in your case would be having worked very hard, but also to think about where you want to be in 5 years, in 10 years. You do not need to hold on to that rigidly for the rest of your lives, but it can be useful to be imagining, to be setting goals for where you want to be 5 years, 10 years from now, because that can color not only what you do at university, but things like internships and other activities that you take on to move towards your eventual goal. University is a special time. There are not a lot of times in your life when you're able to focus so strongly on learning in an academic setting. I think we all continue to learn throughout our lives and our careers, but the focus tends to shift to other sorts of activities within that experience. So access to the fantastic professors you have, to a very intellectual environment where you're tapping into the best academic resources is something that is fairly unique, and I would encourage you to take advantage of it. Perhaps I can open the floor to questions rather than my standing here lecturing to you, which I'm sure you will have a certain amount of as students. Let's make this more of a seminar fashion. I'm happy to take any questions from the audience. So,
Question জিজ্ঞেস করি, একটা দুটো question জিজ্ঞেস করি।
Our Honorable Dean, when can we have you next? Because we know you're flying back to America. So when are you coming back with us again so that we can have another grand session in details?
planning to return after the Eid holiday, inshallah.
Excellent.
For you, mostly as our name is Canadian University of Bangladesh, I don't know, maybe this is one of the reasons. Most of our students are actually, they are going to Canada for higher studies because they feel that they have a lot of opportunities. So at this point of time, how much opportunities they have in America?
Well, you know, Canada and the United States are, of course, very developed countries, which are, you know, kind of in a different economic posture to what you would see in Bangladesh, but there's, of course, some similarities. Bangladesh has experienced very consistent economic growth over the last 15 years with an average economic GDP growth rate of 7% or more per annum. That is obviously higher than what you experience in Canada and the United States, but both Canada and the United States have also experienced strong growth. So the economies of both Canada and the United States have expanded significantly in the last 15 years, and that translates into demand for very skilled people. So Canada's population, I think, has increased from 25 million 30 years ago to 50 million today. While that's a small number compared to the 170 million people in Bangladesh, it's a significant rate of expansion. And Canada has been very good about supporting its higher education system. So the universities in Canada are of first-rate quality, and the student bodies at the universities in Canada tend to have a very good proportion of students who are not born in Canada, which is similar to the Canadian population more generally, which has a high level of immigration. So my sense is that there's a pretty strong opportunity to kind of attend Canadian universities and benefit from that. The United States, of course, is a much bigger country than Canada with 330 million people and has many more universities than Canada, naturally enough. The American university system is slightly more complicated, I would say, than the Canadian university system, in that there are more types of university. So in addition to large public and private research universities, which would probably be the target areas for your freshers, there are also private liberal arts colleges. There are, and this would be the major difference from Canada besides the private liberal arts colleges, community colleges that are more focused on trades. So people learning particular skills like how to be a nurse or how to develop a particular trade. That's less common in Canada, but regardless of those differences in the systems, both university systems have a lot of attraction And both Canada and the US have particular programs to attract students from other countries. So my sense is if you do well here, you will have opportunities to continue your studies in Canada and the United States and anywhere else you might want to go.
For students, this is a great lifetime opportunity for you to basically ask any question to a highly successful America. And this is, I think, a great opportunity given by our honorable chairman, sir. So let's utilize the opportunity. At least you can express your feelings, how your feelings right now, and then you can ask a question. Yeah.
How different will be the universities compared to not every universities compared to Asian, like Tokyo University, Korean University?
Tell your name first. Introduce yourself. Rubin Islam. Which department? Tripoli department. Okay. So Asian universities and North American.
Well, it varies a little bit. In certain Asian countries, like Singapore in particular, or Hong Kong, the university system is derived from the English university system. So that would have a reasonable degree of similarity to the universities in North America. The universities in Singapore in particular are modeled after American universities, so they would be very similar. Universities such as University of Tokyo, which is a very prestigious university in Japan, are quite different. Those are public universities. They're not private. B, the student bodies in those universities is overwhelmingly just. C, the mode of study and the mode of teaching is a bit different. So there would tend to be a little bit more of a tendency towards rote memorization and attending lectures, which is less common in the Anglo-American university system. That's not to say that there are no lectures in a Canadian or an American university. Clearly there are. But there is a strong focus in those universities, much like your own university, on having a low faculty-to-student ratio. So there's more interaction between faculty and students, which is expressed in part by there being more small seminars than you would see in a university such as a Japanese university. I guess another element that's of some relevance is as you think about your career, there's always the question of kind of what you're able to, what doors open from going to particular universities. And attending the University of Tokyo, to use that example, certainly opens a lot of doors in Japan, and I think it would be viewed as very interesting by other types of employers, or if you wanted to continue your education, other educational institutions. But it would be a more unique track to take. So if you walked into a major company here in Dhaka, you know, Eastern Bank or Grameenphone, and you said, I attended McGill University, everyone would know what that is and sort of what that means. If you told them I attended University of Tokyo, that would probably engender a very interesting conversation, but they wouldn't necessarily know how to calibrate the meaning of that. So I don't think there's a right or a wrong answer. Those are all great places to attend university. But the track through the Anglo-American system is probably a little more close to what people in Bangladesh and obviously in the United States, Canada, places like Singapore would be accustomed to. Any more questions? I'll try to keep it short too, so you can get a couple more.
Good morning, everyone. This is Sophia from Tripoli Department. I would like to know that is there any opportunities to conduct industrial attachment in America?
You mean to do things like get internships?
Yes.
There is, although my understanding that it's quite difficult to do unless you're doing it in the context of your education. So if you have a student visa, then yes, you can do internships quite easily. I think in the absence of a student visa, I'm not sure what exact programs there are available to have non-students from abroad come and do internships. you would require some particular type of visa status to be able to work in the United States. I think if it was a less formal type of internship where you weren't being paid, then these things are always arrangeable through personal relationship, in effect. But there would then be the question of the funding of it, because you wouldn't formally be working and you'd have to fund yourself. So in that case, it probably would make sense to seek to find some sort of internship in a place that to which you have some degree of attachment, such as, relatives or friends or something else, where you could reduce your cost of living during the internship.
You expect more questions?
I'm happy to take some more questions.
Okay. Yeah.
Hello, sir.
Hello.
My name is Ibrahim Gunju. I'm fresher in 2020 West Summer. So actually, I have a question that already I work in a little public firm. So we work with Hypertherm, it's an American company. So while I complete my BSc graduation, then is it possible to move to international university? Is it possible to move internship to make a international student? So that segment actually, and what kind of benefit we will be get actually? That's my question.
I'm not quite sure I follow. Are you asking, is it possible to do some sort of student exchange program?
Internship then.
Or internship?
Internship.
Okay.
Right?
Well, given you're currently working with a local branch of an American company, they would probably be best placed to give you the answer to that question. They would know more than I would. But I would say that the U.S. has a slightly complicated visa system. So I wouldn't want to mislead you in terms of what exactly is required. But I would say that if you're doing work with a local subsidiary of an American company, that provides perhaps an entree to speak to their human resources department and inquire about it.
I think you were a great influencer, because all of them now they are feeling that they are going to America actually.
Yes,
So-
I see that. I see that.
They are all asking this type of questions actually.
Wow,
I think
that-
we'll take the last question from anyone.
Hello there everyone, I am Zakaria and I'm a fresher in Tripoli, so I'll be starting classes soon. And my question was, considering that I maintain a good credit in my university life, what are the chances that I can credit transfer to the affiliated universities that Canadian universities affiliated with? So what are the opportunities that I can credit transfer from this university to somewhere outside? So that's my question.
Nobody wants to stay. So
Considering that I have a good credit in results.
Well, that I actually don't know the answer. I don't know the answer to that
Very
question.
good, so I think that he's very confident.
Okay.
On behalf of our honorable dean, sir, since he just joined newly, I will answer to the question. We have affiliation with Texas Tech University, USA, at the same time University of Canada West, London College, Georgia State College, in Canada, then University of Technology Petronas from Malaysia. All these universities we are have signed MOU with. So after finishing a certain amount of credit with a good results, followed by some bye-bye interviews, so there are definite chance to go to abroad. Thank you.
So answer is given on behalf of you.
Thank you. It's always good to delegate.
Great justice to the boss already here done. So I think that we can conclude.
Well, thank you very much. I appreciate the warm hospitality, and good luck in your continued endeavors.
And big round of applause for our Patrick sir, because already he has proven that he has influenced our audience a lot. Thanks a lot, sir.
Thank you so much, sir, for your valuable words. And we hope that we will be having you back very soon, and then we'll be arranging another session where we'll be able to get the opportunities to hear more and more from you, sir. Thank you so much. Now I'd be request to this Honorable Program Chair, Dr. Chaudhuri Nafiz Sharafat, Founder and Chairman Board of Kindly come over here for the vote of thanks. Sir, please.
Yes.
Good morning. Ladies and gentlemen, our chief guest, Patrick, the newly appointed virtual dean. The full name is Patrick Joseph, our vice chancellor, treasurer, my dearest two head of the departments, Professor Arif and Professor Dr. Shahrukh, designated faculties of EEE and BBA department, and my loving students. Good morning and welcome to Summer 2022 Orientation. I wholeheartedly welcome you at Canadian University of Bangladesh. As the founder and chairman to the Board of Trustees, I can assure you that choosing this institution to fulfill your dream was the best decision you made, and you will ever be proud to make this choice. A world-class faculty team that follows North American education, a state-of-the-art campus, highly equipped laboratories and multimedia classroom, blended learning, cutting-edge technologies, industry-driven curriculum to inspire applied knowledge, and dedicated university management system will give 100% student satisfaction here in Canadian University of Bangladesh. We own more than 40 companies, including power plants, banks, international chain of hotels, NBFI, media, where our alumni are getting first priority for job placement. The work of our magnificent, iconic, permanent campus at Purvachal is going on full swing. That will have swimming pool, gymnasium, squash court, and all the sports activities along with the features of next generation smart campus. To make a very important note today, I advise to merge both BBA and orientation together. Why? There is a reason. The answer is the new emerging concept that made a significant impact in today's world. Fintech is the sync of finance and technology that brings business and engineering together. We are aiming to build tech leaders from our graduates who will take the concept of leadership, entrepreneurship, economics, marketing, and financial modeling from BBA, and at the same time will acquire knowledge in advanced machines, distributed renewables, smart grids, satellite technology, IoT, semiconductor, and device know-how from EEE. Therefore, EEE and BBA students must work together to become the next generation tech leaders. Professor Arifuzzaman and Professor Dr. Shahrukh Adnan are leading the best two dynamic departments in the country with a dedicated faculty team who for sure will make my dream come true. And my request to both the department heads to launch FinTech Research Group from immediate effect in the presence of our chief guest, the virtual dean, Mr. Patrick. So, you know, my son Rahib took double degree, business and FinTech both. So for this reason, I just actually asked both of our professors to arrange the orientation together. So we'll do something double degree here in Canadian University. So moreover, Mr. Patrick Joseph, all the way from America, will contribute further with his vast experience in international affairs, MOUs, industrial and academic affiliations, and how to bring research into commercialization both in national and international platform. I invite you all to become a part of this magnificent journey. Lastly, to the freshers of EEE and BBA of summer 2022, welcome on board. Your journey to perfection starts now in Canadian University of Bangladesh. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir, for your magnificent words. You will be very happy to know that though this university is not much older, still a good number of our graduates have already been placed in many reputed organizations, starting from bank, multinational companies, and many more. So, still a long mile to go, and we will reach the destination, hopefully. So with this, today's program comes to an end with the hope that we all will be meeting very soon again with another event. Till then, take care of yourself, goodbye, and have a very, very good day. Thank you.
আমরা একটু ছবি নিব, we will take in two sections. One with the people information and then the business. Okay. Because we have a full house. One by one. Start, চলে আসুন। Madam, চলে আসেন। Faculty members, please come. Students, please come in front. People come first, then we will come. Ladies students, please sit in the middle. Jack, ladies students,